Started in just a minute. So thank you for being here. And if you'd like to introduce yourself in the chat to some of your fellow classmates, please go ahead and do that. You can put your name and where you're from, perhaps your major. I'm sure if you've been to these events, you know that's a pretty typical thing that we do at the beginning. So um, feel free. All right, I am going to get us started here because we're a minute after and we want to maximize our time today. So, hello, everyone. My name is Mark Schappert. I'm an employer relations partner with the Office of Career Services. And we're so excited to have this event with us today with not one nor two, but five or six representatives from the state of Michigan, which is probably a record for us in terms of having organizational representation. Um, I need to share my screen and pull up some slides to share with you all. So hold on just 1 minute here, please. Okay. So, welcome to Discover Your Future Career in State Government. Once again, my name is Mark Schapper, an employer relations partner with Southern New Hampshire University. I'm joined today by Katie Green, my colleague, who's going to be helping out in the chat. As I mentioned, we have five or six guests from the state of Michigan who will all be introducing themselves and saying hello to you. If you're a participant, would you please make sure that your microphone is muted and you can leave your camera on or turn it off. We're going to have questions and answers later on in the session, which is a much better time to have your microphone on and probably your camera as well. Um, I want to share with you our access and accommodations statement. Your experience at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there's any aspects of the presentation's design or delivery that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center if you're online students. If you're campus students, the Campus Accessibility Center. If you're SNHU staff or faculty, Human Resources Office. And if you don't remember those and you have a concern or something you want to communicate, you can always get in touch with us in Career Services and we'll patch you over to who you need to speak to. We also want to invite you to connect with us. There's a host of ways that you can do this. You can email us at the email address listed above or call us at the phone number. We have a really great new website that we call 360, and you can find all kinds of terrifically helpful information there. We have an employer and job board called Handshake, and we invite you to log in, create an account, and check that out. And then we also have a whole bunch of social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, um, LinkedIn, etc. And one that we are really excited to share with you is SNU Connect, which is a social media platform just for SNHU student community. If you haven't been part of that, check it out at students.snuconnect.com. Once again, if you don't remember how to do it, get in touch with us in Career Services and we'll help you out with that. Um, I am going to stop sharing my screen and turn it over to Sharice Banks, the Career Services Manager with Michigan Civil Service Commission. And she is going to get us started here by sharing information and also having some of her colleagues share a bunch of information with you too. So, Sharice, I'll hand it over to you at this point.
Thank you so much for having us today. We're excited to be here to talk to you today about careers in state government. As he mentioned, my name is Sharice Blanks, and I am the manager for the Office of Career Services. Just to give you a little glimpse as to who we are, the Office of Career Services is very similar to what you experience with your career services office at your campus. What we do for the state government is we actually provide career exploration support for not only our own employees, but also for individuals like yourself who may be interested in pursuing a career within state government. So today we're going to talk to you about different career opportunities that are available within our state departments. And you are able to access those career opportunities just by visiting our website, which you'll find right there on our screen. On the URL that's listed on our screen right there, it's michigan.gov/state jobs. So today we're going to talk about who the state of Michigan is as an employer, the types of jobs and education that are required for our career opportunities, where to find our jobs and how to apply for them, the kinds of benefits that are afforded to our employees. You'll get a chance to hear from some of the recruiters that represent our departments, and you'll have an opportunity to ask some questions. One other thing that I wanted to point out to you is that towards the end of the presentation, there is a slide that will have a list of resources that identify all of the different web links, URLs that are going to be presented in this presentation today, so that you'll be able to jot those down or take a note of those towards the end of the presentation, as well as the email addresses for each of the presenters that are participating in the presentation as well. So you'll get a chance to get a copy of that information towards the end of the presentation. So who is the state of Michigan? Well, we are among the top 5 largest employers within the state. We have almost 50,000 employees. We have almost 48,000 employees across our state departments. We have jobs that exist within all 83 counties of the entire state. We offer a wide variety of career options. You'd be surprised the kinds of opportunities that exist within state government. We have 19 different departments with a large variety of different needs. And on the screen, you'll see that there's an example of the different departments that are represented in state government just by looking at the different departmental logos that are displayed on the screen. So just an example of some of the different departments that we have there. Anything from Department of Financial Insurance and Financial Services to Department of Technology Management and Budget, all the way to Department of Health and Human Services, Treasury, and you name it. Just a wide variety there. So what do we do? Well, we serve the people of Michigan by focusing on things such as the agriculture, environment, and natural resources. We provide support with transportation, education, public health, and safety. We also offer law enforcement, licensing, insurance, and regulations. There's services in technology and financial services as well. What we'd like for you to know is that we have jobs that require no formal education. We have jobs that offer positions to people who have just a high school diploma or a GED. We have opportunities for those who just have some college credits. And of course, we have positions for those of you who have degrees. You'll find all of our job openings at our website at michigan.gov/state jobs. We have opportunities for individuals across all 19 departments, and they're posted on our website. There's a variety of opportunities for individuals who are interested in a career for individuals who are seeking opportunities as healthcare professionals, janitors and cooks, skilled trades, law enforcement, and public safety opportunities. We also have opportunities for those who are seeking careers as engineers, scientists, or biologists. There's also opportunities for those who may be interested in a career within office and administrative support opportunities, information technology and cybersecurity, also in accounting and finance. So when you visit michigan.gov/state job, you'll begin your job search by visiting that website. And there you'll find a link that looks very similar to what you're seeing displayed on the page. You're going to want to click that link that says search jobs to enter our jobs database. When you arrive there, there's multiple ways to access our jobs database, which is shown on this slide. And you can also set up vacancy alerts that will set up that where you'll be able to receive notifications for jobs that you're interested in as they are posted. And as you can see, there's a few different red arrows that are posted on the screen there, each that are pointing to multiple ways to access the jobs database. You can click apply to state jobs. You can also click search state jobs. Also, I want to highlight where you can click vacancy alerts. By clicking that link, you can set up a job notification email to set up a notification for opportunities that may not be currently posted, where you can receive a notification for positions that are not currently posted, but as they are posted, you'll receive a notification via email. So that's a nice way to keep abreast of those positions that we don't have a current opening for, but you can be notified when those positions occur, and those openings occur. Once you enter the jobs database, it takes you to a page that looks very similar to this. Actually, it's just like this. You can note that you will also want to set up the job vacancy alerts in this screen as well. There's another way to do this again, right there where it says job alerts. You can also sort this list of jobs in many different ways. You can filter it for specific types of jobs like remote or hybrid schedules, specific locations, etc. You can also filter for things such as different pay levels or filter by location, for example. I would also recommend as you're searching for jobs, you can even set up an account, set that up in advance so that you can set up your profile, fill in all the information pertaining to your information, such as your address, fill in your resume, upload your transcripts and all that information, and then go in to begin your job search before you start applying. That way that once you begin the application process, all that preliminary data has already been entered, and it kind of makes the application process go a little quicker. In addition to accessing our jobs database, we also have several other good resources for job seekers on our website. On our main website, you can learn more about our compensation and benefits. You can also research more about each job classification that exists within state government just by viewing our complete list of job descriptions, which is linked right here on our page. In addition to that, we also have information pertaining to employment compensation and benefits. So you can learn more about how much you're going to be paid and also what kind of benefits you can look forward to. Additionally, under the resources tab, you will find tools that are there to help you with preparing for potential job interviews. Our interviews are generally a blend of the traditional interview format with behavioral-based interview questions also sprinkled in. Behavioral-based interviews contain questions where the interviewer asks you to describe how you have performed under specific circumstances in your prior work experience. This is based on the notion that your prior behavior is the best indicator of your future performance if you are hired for the job. So you can learn more about how to prepare for an interview like this by using this resource, which is right here at the top of the list. It's a good method to use when answering these types of questions would be the STAR format. STAR is an acronym for situation or task, action, and then the result. So essentially, you would answer the question by explaining it in this format. The situation or task was, and then the action that I took was, and then the result was. So this method helps you to make a strong effort of answering the questions completely. Additional resources that are listed on this page include some tips to help you maximize your career fair experience. There's also a list of each state's department overview. So there's like the description of each state department so that you can learn more about each of the departments within state government. Gives you good information on the research you can do regarding the department and the culture that exists within that department. Gives you a good idea of which department you might be best fit for in terms of where you might want to work. And I also want to point out one more resource on this page that isn't highlighted with the red arrow, but it might be useful for this audience, which would be the search jobs by education or degree link here on this page. And this will take you to a tool that can help you to figure out which jobs to apply for based on your educational attainment. So that might be good if you're trying to figure out, well, I have this degree, but I'm not sure where it might be a good fit. You can use that tool to kind of determine how to use your degree and where can you best apply your education based on the careers that we offer within the state government. So here's a snapshot of the benefits and compensation that state employees receive. So I just wanted to give you a good idea of what you can look forward to. And now we're going to get into our presentations from our Department of Representatives. And first up will be our representative named Nancy Hill, and she is from the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services.
Thanks, Cherise. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if you want to. I don't know if you have to stop sharing, Cherise.
Yep. Here you go.
Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. I'm from the Department of Insurance and Financial Services. I am our recruitment coordinator. Our department is a smaller department. We're only about 400 people. We regulate the insurance and financial industries in Michigan. So that's going to include banks, credit unions, insurance companies and agents, mortgage brokers and lenders, and deferred presentment providers. Basically, any entity that touches your money, we regulate here in Michigan. We have a great team. We love to recruit new employees that are interested in protecting Michiganders by ensuring that the companies we regulate are doing business within Michigan in a safe and sound manner. See if I can move us forward. We offer a variety of positions, and Cherise did touch on some of these positions. Mainly for DIFs, we have supervisors, managers, we have a legal department, so we hire attorneys, we have financial institution examiners, insurance company examiners, auditors, specialists, analysts, tax, administrative assistants. A lot of our positions do require a bachelor's degree in any major in accounting, business, or finance. Most of these positions that require a bachelor's degree, however, do not require experience. These are great entry-level positions for new college graduates who don't have prior experience. We have a great work environment at DIFS. I've been with DIFS for 20 years, and I have seen it grown from a small office under another department into its own department. We have hired an equity and inclusion officer. We have multiple employee resource groups. And the state of Michigan as an employer is working hard to ensure that all staff have equal opportunities to grow and flourish in their careers. We offer hybrid work schedules, which is if you're an office employee, as I am, I work 2 days in the office and then 3 days in my home office. Our field staff, the actual financial institution examiners, they're always in the field. They work remotely from their homes when they are doing their office work, but a lot of times they're embedded in the institutions we're examining. As Cherise touched on, we have great benefits with the state of Michigan. We offer a great work-life balance, really just a 40-hour work week. And we have clear career paths and levels that you can work toward and achieve. So there isn't going to be a question when you start, well, where do I go from here? It's really laid out through civil service, the different levels of each position. And at DIFS, we offer mentorship and training to help you reach your goals. So as soon as you start, you are given a mentor. One of our strategic initiatives is to build a strong and diverse workforce reflecting Michigan. So to help achieve that initiative, each state of Michigan department has an equity inclusion officer. Each new employee goes through an onboarding program. This program will help you sign up for your benefits, get equipment, and building access so that on your first day, you're not kind of stumbling around wondering what's going on. Again, you'll be assigned a mentor, and this is someone that has been in your position, who has started out in your position, and they're there to show you the ropes, help answer any questions, and just be someone that you can touch base with. And then we have many training programs. So though you can start with no experience, we do offer in-house training, and a lot of times that is training conducted through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners or the Conference of State Bank Supervisors. So you can achieve certifications and training from many different associations and in-house through civil service with our department. And of course, we encourage all new staff to join our employee resource group so that you're not trying to build relationships, or maybe you're a little shy and it's hard for you to reach out. Within an employee resource group, you're going to meet people from all over our department. And that's just a good way to build those relationships, do some networking, and get comfortable with everyone. I wish you so well in deciding where you want to start your career. I hope you consider, for those of you who are out of state, I hope you consider Michigan. It's a beautiful place to live and work, and our department is a great place to work. Here are our QR codes of where you can apply and where you can sign up for our open position email. We have Gary Jones listed as our Equity Inclusion Officer. Unfortunately, we only have Gary for one more week, but we will be hiring someone to take his place. So please reach out to me or to Gary. He will just forward your email to me if you have any questions at all. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to get back into this. Okay, our next speaker represents the Michigan Department of Civil Rights, and her name is Rachel Hegman Ballard.
Thank you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. My name is Rachel Hegman Ballard, and I'm the training coordinator for the Michigan Department of Civil Rights, also known as MDCR. So MDCR is actually one of the smallest agencies in Michigan, even smaller than Nancy with DIFS. We have about 160 employees, but when I started 3 years ago, it was less than that. So we've exponentially grown, and we continue to grow, even recently opening a new office in Flint last month. So MDCR is a law enforcement agency that was established in 1965 as the operational arm of the Michigan Civil Rights Commission. So MDCR's mission is enshrined into the Michigan Constitution, which is to investigate alleged discrimination and to secure the equal protection of civil rights. So MDCR upholds this mission to eliminate discrimination through education, enforcement, and engagement with the community and other partners. So the main role of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights is to enforce civil rights laws, and that requires us to evaluate allegations and investigate claims of discriminatory treatment. We also work to prevent discrimination by engaging with the community, other government agencies, and organizations through our outreach and education to promote voluntary compliance with civil rights laws. So we have several divisions in Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids, and Lansing that offer full-time professional opportunities such as in enforcement, communication, DEI, disability rights and compliance, the Division of Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing, community engagement and education. That is the division that I work with, the executive office, and also the Office of Legal Affairs. So these positions range from requiring a high school diploma all the way up to a law degree. So we also have an internship program for current college students that runs in the winter, summer, and fall semesters. I encourage you to check us out on Handshake for those internship opportunities. We actually have an application for several internships that is closing on Friday of this week. So we encourage you to look at that on Handshake. You can find information and apply for our full-time positions by filtering the search results to show the Department of Civil Rights on the Government Jobs website. The internships are also listed on the Government Jobs website as well. And like I said, Handshake is going to have just the internship information. So the postings are going to list the specific requirements, position details, benefits and compensation, and also if it is an office, remote, or hybrid position. Our application process typically includes one interview round before a final offer. So we currently have, like I said, the internships posted. We are always posting new positions to fill up these different offices that we have. So I just encourage you to do the filters that Cherie showed on the Government Jobs website, and you can receive those in your inbox when they're posted, as well as I invite you to follow us on our social media pages. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Handshake. So we do have the job postings that will direct you to the Government Jobs website. So thank you for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you and hope you'll consider joining our team.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker represents the Department of Health and Human Services, and it's Doris Crandall.
Good afternoon. I hope you all can hear me okay. I'm traveling and I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so hence why no camera is on. So yes, as Teresa in human services, and our largest department within the state with over 4,000. We use from public health. We have psychiatric hospitals that we operate in. We have the state laboratory. We also do public assistance and family and child welfare out of our state. Then Institute of Administrative Support positions and management positions, central office. All of our positions are posted on the website that Charisse referred to, along with Handshake. So we do have a Handshake account, and all of our positions are also posted on Handshake. So we have a multitude of positions that we are currently hiring for, but the ones that we're really recruiting for and really pushing for would be our services specialist. That's in our county offices. Does require a bachelor's degree in a human services related major. Work, criminal justice, psychology, sociology, something along those lines, or we've opened it up to a bachelor's degree, any major, as long as you have 30 credit hours within that type of coursework. That does child protective services and foster care case management in those county offices. We are also looking for forensic security assistance that works in our Center for Forensic Psychiatry, which is in Saline, which is located near Ann Arbor. That position
Doris, are you still there? Doris, I think we may have lost Doris. Doris, can you still hear us? Is anyone else able to hear Doris, or is it just
No, no longer can hear her.
No,
I
We might
can't
need to
hear
move
her.
on.
okay? She may have hit a little bad spot as she was driving. If you do have questions regarding the opportunities that she has available, as she was trying to mention, I know that she's hiring for services specialists as well as they do have opportunities for services specialist positions, which are child protective and adult protective services positions. Her email address has been shared in the chat. It's crandald@michigan.gov. If you're interested in those opportunities, you're welcome to reach out to her directly. They also hire at the Department of Health and Human Services assistance payments worker opportunities as well. And you are welcome to ask questions about those opportunities as well. Additionally, any other opportunities that are available within the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, you're also welcome to reach out to her. I'm sure she'll be happy to connect you with the appropriate area within that department, or the appropriate person within that department that she can connect you with. I know that we are waiting for one more presenter to join us, and that person is representing Eagle, Cindy Whittam. I don't know
I
if
think
Cindy
she's
has.
here, Cherise.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah. I just got here.
Woo, I was trying to stall out a little bit.
I appreciate that, Cherise. Yeah, I
very
ran
much.
into some traffic troubles getting back to campus. So
No worries.
yeah. So, well, as Cherise said, and my name is Cindy Whittam. I am the recruitment and internship specialist for, we go by the acronym of EAGLE, but we are the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy. And primarily what we recruit for are individuals with STEM degrees, biology, chemistry, environmental engineering, or really any engineering, environmental science, environmental sustainability. Those are the types of roles that we actively recruit for. And I'm going to apologize if I'm repeating what has already been said by other departments, but our positions are posted on the State of Michigan website. We do post, thank you, Jeffrey. We do post some of our opportunities on Handshake. The challenge that we have is we have a 2-week turnaround time on our posts, unless it is a harder to fill position. So sometimes putting them out there on additional websites is a little bit difficult, but we do actively participate in Handshake as well. Our positions, unfortunately, a majority of our positions, I would say 95% of our positions, do require a bachelor's degree. Once in a while, we do have an opportunity for an associate level or high school diploma, but a vast majority of the types of roles that we have do require a bachelor's degree. And I do want to share, let me see if I've got it up. If I can go ahead and share my screen. What I wanted to show you was a little bit about the different departments that we have, focusing on different areas of the environment. So with us being the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, we are the environmental regulatory agency for the state of Michigan. So what we cover is let me get into our divisions and offices. So anything that has to do with air quality, with drinking water and environmental health, environmental support, which we are the division that provides conferences and trainings and additional CEUs and different things like that for people that work in the environmental realm. Even though we do STEM, we also have a finance division where we regularly have opportunities available. Geological Resource Management Division. That's a brand new division that we just started within the last 6 months. Information Management. A lot of the work that we do deals with collecting data, collecting environmental data, mapping data, pinpointing where there might be environmental concerns. We have an Information Management Division that handles a lot of that. Our Materials Management Division, they focus a lot on recycling and landfills and anything that could contaminate the soil that way. We have the PFAS team that works on the forever, what is it called? they're forever chemicals that are in the ground. So we have a team dedicated to just focusing on that. We also have offices, Climate and Energy, our Office of Clean Water Advocate. Our offices focus more on the 3,000 foot level, sort of the policy and advocacy side of environmental work. They are doing a lot of the outreach and partnerships with other organizations across the state. Office of Great Lakes, Office of Legislative Affairs, Office of Public Information. We have a lot of information that we get out into the public to share about what is going on. We have a remediation and redevelopment, brownfield redevelopment. If there's anybody interested in that area, RRD would be a department that people would want to look at. And our largest department is our Water Resources Division. They're the ones that focus on rivers, lakes, and streams and wetlands and protecting that. Our goal is to protect Michigan's natural resources, but also to support sustainable development. So we walk that fine line between, true environmental protection with no questions to making sure that any development, any economic growth that happens within the state, we are still supporting that, but we're going to support it in a sustainable way and mitigate the impact on our natural resources. As stated before, our positions are posted on the State of Michigan site, which I think Sharice, I heard somebody mention Sharice showed you. I would recommend that if you are actively pursuing any job, whether it's with Eagle, whether it's with any departments that are represented, that you check the website regularly and that you investigate the job opportunities and not just go by job title alone. Sometimes job titles are a little bit misleading. So you want to make sure that you are looking for opportunities and really digging a little bit deeper into those job postings. So that way you understand maybe where you fit within the state of Michigan. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Sharice did put, I think, Jeffrey put Eagle's link in the page. I do have a careers page on the michigan.gov/Eagle that has some videos that will show you the different careers that we have available. And again, if anybody is interested in working in environmental work and has experience or education and training in environmental work, I encourage you to look at our opportunities. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Right. Well, that covers it for the presentations from our recruiters. Now, today we covered who we are as an employer. We discussed the different types of jobs and the educational requirements for our opportunities. We talked about how to find our positions and where to apply for them. We discussed a little bit about the benefits that are offered to our employees. And you've had the opportunity to hear from our recruiters directly about the opportunities that they are hiring for. Now we're going to get into the Q&A portion of this presentation.
Wonderful.
And now I'd like to display on the screen just as we're going through the Q&As, here's some information to share with you just in case you didn't get a chance to jot that information down. Just the website links that were presented to you today, as well as the contact information for the presenters that were present today for our presentation. I also wanted to share with you that we are going to have on a pretty regular basis, we offer a virtual information session, and we also host a virtual job fair hosted by the state of Michigan. And our next one is going to be scheduled on Wednesday, November 20th. And you're welcome to register by using the link shared on the screen right now. So I just wanted to get that information out there. And now we can start the Q&A piece.
Thank you. All right. Well, we've been taking a look at some of the questions coming in. And I want to start with Syed's question. I'll put it in the chat as well. But his question was, can international students who are enrolled in the optional practical training OPT program, are they eligible to apply for state jobs?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as they're eligible for CPT or OPT.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy. All right. Another question we have coming in is if someone is going to be graduating in, let's say, April, since we do have learners that graduate or complete their degree at basically any month, how early can they apply for a job that requires a bachelor's degree?
As long as they are within 6 months of graduation, if they're graduating within the next 6 months, they are eligible to apply. They could be offered an employment offer. It would be a conditional employment offer, and it'd be contingent upon the receipt of their degree. So as their degree is conferred, they could be offered a contingent employment offer. So we typically encourage students to start applying as long as they're within 6 months of graduation. Now, when it comes to the application piece, we get this question a lot. Sometimes they'll see a question that says, do you have your degree? You know, sometimes the question is presented a little differently. There's some departments that have been leaning into asking the question, do you have your degree? And if you don't have a degree, will you have one in the next 30 days? So my advice is to answer the question honestly. And if you don't have your degree, you can always explain it in the cover letter that, no, I don't have my degree, but I plan to have it, you know, X date, you know, whatever that day happens to be. And if you don't have your degree, just, you know, don't worry about it. You know, you still may be considered for the position. You know, again, departments still have the opportunity to make a conditional offer. So don't worry, all is not lost.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Someone says, I'm looking to open my own rehabbing facility out of my own home. Which department should I contact first to be able to gain experience?
You're interested in opening your own rehab facility. Does someone else want to answer that question from our panel?
Not sure if the person can share a bit more information in the chat too, perhaps what that looks like.
As far as that sounds like a question, if they're interested in opening their own rehab facility, that sounds like they may need to look into licensing and regulatory affairs. That would probably be my first step if that's what they're interested in doing.
Yeah. And you can always contact career services, and a career advisor would be happy to kind of talk with you on those steps to navigate that process. Someone else has said, when it comes to background checks, can minor traffic violations cause an offer to not be allowed if I'm not applying for a transportation role?
If they are not applying for a transportation role, that's a good question. Minor traffic offenses. I think
Sharice, I can pop in on that one.
Go right ahead. Yes.
With DHHS, depending on the position for our services workers, they are traveling and transporting children. So we do look at those traffic records. I believe we allow up to 3. And then at that point, they could be screened out depending on what they are. But for most other roles, we don't look at their driving history.
Well, that was a great question. I wouldn't have thought to ask it, so I'm glad the person did. I think another question, I'm going to expand on this, the one that says, are there any jobs in the area of history? But maybe we can expand that to be, you know, what types of jobs might be available for someone that has a degree in liberal arts, social sciences, that's not directly connected to certain skill sets?
Great question. There's actually a link that I pointed out on our website that will give you a nice tool that you can use to determine how to apply your degree based on the types of jobs that are available to you. And it's called, it's like a jobs versus education sort of tool. Let me go back to, I actually pointed it out on one of the slides. It's this one here. So when you go to our website, which is michigan.gov/state jobs, you'll want to, that actual URL will take you to this page, and you want to click on the resources tab. And then underneath the resources tab, you'll see that link that says search jobs by education or degree. When you click that link, it takes you to a tool where you can type in your major, and it'll bring up a list of position or job classifications that would be associated. Thank you, Jeffrey. He just put the link directly to that tool into the chat.
Hold on a second.
Okay, he's gonna put a link to that actual tool right into the chat for you. But you'll be able to search by major for the classifications that are associated with your major, and that way you can see based on your major which classifications which classifications would be aligned to your major. So all of the classifications that require a history degree will come up. And we do have a few that do require a history degree. So
Wonderful.
hope that helps.
The next question that came in is, does MDHHS allow business degrees in accounting for assistant payment workers?
Yes, the assistance payments workers are 60 credit hours, any major. So it doesn't matter what you went to school for, as long as you have 60 credit hours, you would qualify for that assistance payments worker.
And if I can also going back to the prior question regarding the history degree, there's also a classification called departmental analyst. That particular classification, any major can qualify for that as well. So we do have classifications that, just like the assistance payment worker classification, any major could be applied towards that particular position.
Hey, Charisse, can I add something to that?
Sure.
You've got there's two different things to look at. And when I talk to somebody about applying for the state, I say you've got two different audiences you need to appease. So to qualify for a job is one thing. So you qualify to apply, but the onus is still on you to show you're fit for the role. Because civil service will screen based on, do you qualify? Do you have the qualifications to be a candidate for this role? But you have to think about the hiring manager that is going to be looking at your screened application. So yes, definitely understand where you could qualify, but don't just stop there. You want to make sure that, again, you're investigating that job posting, looking at the supplemental questions so you understand what the hiring manager wants, and you are developing your resume, your cover letter, and answering your application questions to show you're fit for the role. I hope I didn't confuse people.
Yep. Thank you.
It looks like when we were having Nancy from DIFS speak, you mentioned, in-house training. And so a question asked is, how would you suggest someone focus on upskilling once they're in a government position? I'm not sure if you might want to start by answering that question.
Sure, I can start. For our new employees, especially those recent college graduates or just new employees overall, the civil service offers really great training. We encourage all of our staff to attend these trainings. Most of them are offered virtually now. And that can be anything from writing skills to our equity and inclusion training and different things. Our managers are required to take certain civil service training classes. And then depending on the position you get in, we do have training paths that operate outside of the state of Michigan training, which would be through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, Conference of State Bank Supervisors, National Credit Union Association. And so each office has kind of a training track for its new employees to follow. And that helps you gain additional information that you really wouldn't get in college courses, very specialized information. And a lot of our employees obtain certifications in different fields as well doing this.
Thank you. We have two other questions that have come in. So are there any roles strictly remote, or are the positions always a mix?
We do have some that could be strictly remote. So we do have some that are hybrid remote, where you may have to come in a day or two a week, or a day or two every other week. Some people come in once a quarter. It all depends on the arrangement of that you have with your supervisor and the operational needs of the work area. And there's some that are all in person. You are able to do a filter. You can search. You can filter the jobs. The jobs database. You can actually search by remote or hybrid work assignment in the jobs database for those work location types. So you're able to do that. You can search for remote ability or remote location as you're searching for jobs in our database.
And then if someone is currently a federal employee, are there any conflicts of interest that may arise if they were to be considered for state employment?
I guess that would, are you planning to retain the federal work employment at the same time? I guess that would be the counter question that I would have. Or are you planning to rescind that employment to take on state employment?
Mine's a guess. I read it as they would
Yeah.
switch, but I
Okay.
think
I don't think that there would be a conflict if they were, oh, okay. I don't think there would be a conflict. I guess my consideration, if it were me in your shoes, I would consider the benefit exchange. I know that I guess take a look at the retirement exchanges, because are you considering exchanging? Because I know we offer 401k, but my understanding is that I think federal employment may have pension offerings that we don't have access to. So check into your benefit options and see if there's a trade-off before you make those decisions to switch.
Speaking about benefits and, other aspects of federal government,
Mhm.
does anyone want to just take a moment and speak to, this is my own personal question, speaking to, one or two misconceptions that maybe you want to debunk about working in
Sure.
government?
Try my best.
Whichever ones you think are misconceptions that you'd want to
Oh,
debunk.
sure, definitely. Um, let's see, what are some misconceptions? Anybody want to take a stab at any of those?
I'll
Um,
say just what a misconception about working in our office is that you're just sitting at a desk in front of a computer, and it's just numbers and it's boring. And in our office, we have an Office of Consumer Services, and we talk to Michiganders every day who are having issues with their insurance companies or their financial institutions. Um, it's really important that we help them. It's really important that we connect with them. Every case is different. The work is very interesting, and you really make a difference in individuals' lives. So we're not just going into these financial institutions and examining them, but we're making sure they're safe and sound. We have a fraud unit. We have attorneys. So I think a lot of what we do is really varied and interesting. And a lot of people in our office say no 2 days are ever the same, which I think, for me personally, that's a great way to work.
Yeah. I
And
think you kind of tap into that. Someone's mentioning maybe a little scared that it's too rigid working in the government, but you've already alluded to the fact that maybe that's not true. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything else.
it is not. I'll take that one. It is not true. It is. I mean, you definitely need to make sure that you are somebody that has attention to detail and that you understand that compliance, because we're civil servants. What we do is for the public, so they have access to a lot of the stuff that we do. But I will tell you, work-life balance. I am a recent person. I've only been with the state for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in April. My work-life balance has never been better. It has never been better. So there is that flexibility. There is that ability to take your vacation time when you want to take your vacation time. We've got very, very strong benefits, but I think the rigidity comes from you're working in a government entity. So, you need to make sure that you're accurate and that you are consistent with your work. But as far as the environment and the atmosphere, one of the best atmospheres I've ever worked in, and I've had a lot of jobs. So it's a wonderful environment.
I can agree with that. I can also say too that it's nice to, at least where I can speak for where I work, civil service. It's nice to be able to leave your work at work. I can say that especially in comparison to other places that I've worked, and when I hear other colleagues that I know of that work for other employers, and I hear their stories, it's nice to be able to say that when I get done with work, I don't have to worry about thinking about work when I'm done with work. And I enjoy the fact that, once you're done working for the day, you're done with your day. So I enjoy that about working for government. And I think that is a misconception that people have, that they think that it's long, grueling days, or you carry your work with you throughout the evening. And, in my opinion, you have the ability to not to turn it off when you're ready to turn it off, basically.
Well, thank you all. Mark, I'll hand it over to you.
Oh, great. Thank you all. I particularly like that last question. I think we all have ideas of how something is, and when we haven't experienced it, it's based on very limited information. So thank you all for sharing your personal experience and views, and letting people know that it might not be exactly what they might think it is, and maybe more and better in ways that they never thought of. So wow. Well, we covered a lot. I really appreciate all of you for being with us today. Certainly the attendees, but the presenters. We had, as I said, 5 or 6 representatives from the state of Michigan. Thank you all for taking time out, even on your way to a trip somewhere, calling in from your car. I think it was Nancy, perhaps, or Doris, one of the two of you. So thank you very much for doing that. Sharice, Jeff, thanks for organizing it, talking to us over the last several weeks to make sure we had this in place. Katie, thank you for your great work in the chat. And again, all of you, thank you, attendees, for coming. And please, if you have any questions, Southern New Hampshire University students, that you leave here with, you're not sure what to do next, or you're wondering, how you can proceed, you need help with your resume, anything like that, get in touch with the Career Services Office, and we will have a recording for this. So if you don't get it in your inbox in the next few days and you want a copy, just shoot us a quick email. We'll get it to you. Appreciate everyone's time, and have a good rest of your day. That'll do it for this session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.